Did you know that the Fallout games were influenced by the films Mad Max and 1970s classic A Boy and His Dog? You're listening to the Xbox Hub Podcast, the official podcast of TheXboxHub.com. For all the latest Xbox news, reviews, videos and opinions, make sure you visit TheXboxHub.com. But for now, settle down, get comfy, and open your ears for some podcast delights. Hello, welcome to the Xbox Hub Official Podcast, episode 198. My name's Gareth Bryan. I'm going to be your host, and on my virtual left is Mr. Richard Dobson. How are you doing, Richard?
Oh, hello. Good, thank you. How are you?
Very good, thank you.
Keeping on my toes.
I know. And on my virtual right is Mr. Paul Renshaw. How are you doing, Paul?
I'm doing all right, Gareth. I feel like I should just take this opportunity, though, to apologise for calling you a knob, which was the first thing I said to you.
You did.
So I do apologise.
Yep, good. There you go. I'm not taking that apology, though. I'm going to resent it and keep it with me for the next month. And then after that, maybe.
All right.
Good. Let's talk about what we've been doing this week. Richard, what have you got?
What do you want to say what we've all got for afterwards?
No, do that one. Do that one first. Let's talk about it now. That's a good one.
Let's talk about Fallout, the TV show.
Yeah.
I don't know how far have you guys got.
I've watched the first two, so no spoilers, please.
That's where I'm at as well.
I've got a bit further, so I'm about episode 5 or 6, I think. Yeah. Good, but I won't spoil anything. What do you think, Richard?
I've really enjoyed it so far. I think I watched the first episode twice. Once on my own because I couldn't wait, and then once with Laura, who proceeded to fall asleep to it. So I've left her behind now. I watched the second episode on my own, and I thought it was absolutely brilliant. The bit where they're in Philly, the little township, and it's just all kicking off. I was like, yes, this is exactly what I want as a fan of the games. Little bit on the weird side, very violent, very bloody, still with the humour, but it's absolutely everything I've wanted so far, and I'm only 2 episodes in.
Paul, what do you think? What's your thoughts?
I've just got to agree with Dobbo here. It's captured the feeling of the games perfectly. I love the humour. I love the people from the vault and how they're just so naive, and it's just brilliant. And the fella that's playing the ghoul, I think he's really good.
Goggins,
I'm very much enjoying what I've seen so far. And I've got a special shout out for the Brotherhood of Steel and their power armor. That looks amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. I hated it. No, I didn't really. I didn't. I loved it.
The stunned silence.
Yeah, no.
You're the one, are you, Gareth? Because everybody loves it.
Yeah, no, I loved it. I think it's great. I'm like I said, I'm a bit more further in, and I think it just gets better and better and better. It just goes up. I'm not going to say anything, but it just gets better and better and better and better. And it's really interesting watching it with my partner Bernadette. She for like the first episode, she wasn't sure, but she's really into it now. And we were just talking about how great the performances are. I think the girl who plays the lead of one of the Vault Dwellers, she's brilliant. I think she's really good. She comes out, she does an English actress. And yeah, all the main characters are good. And I think what's really nice about it, that's what I was going to say, was Bernadette doesn't know anything about the games, of course, doesn't care about any games, but it doesn't make any difference to her on that story, which is a really good thing. But for people who have played the games, there's all these little extra bits in there. There's kind of references in there, things like that. It's just really, really great. I think it's a really well crafted story. How they're kind of like going in this direction. How they're, like you said, it's funny, it's violent, it's great.
Everything you want.
Yes.
And it's been picked up for a second series they've announced today, which I was quite pleased about.
It has, yeah. Yeah, no, it's done very well. Been good at the moment for game adaptations at last. What was The Last of Us and then this as well. 2 very different things, but very popular. What's next? We know we've got the Borderlands film coming out soon.
Well, there's been The Witcher as well, hasn't there?
Oh, God, yeah. I've stopped watching that. I don't know why I stopped watching it. I've got to watch the 3rd series, I think. Did enjoy the first two, yeah. Yeah, there we go. Good. Fallout, we like that. What about you, Paul? Anything else?
Apart from watching Fallout, I have another health update. I know you look forward to these, guys.
Well, I look forward to it and dread it at the same time, wondering what's going to happen.
Well, I went for my annual check to see if I was still Captain Diabito.
Yeah.
And got a phone call later that same day from the doctor saying, "You've been doing so well, you're now in remission. You don't need to take your medication anymore. Just keep doing what you're doing."
That's amazing. Well done, Paul.
I have cured myself.
Well done.
Yes, thank you very much. So that was quite good news. So obviously I've spent the last week eating nothing but cake and Haribo.
going on a bender, drinking alcohol for about 20 weeks.
Sugar
Absolutely. Yeah, that's it. I've just gone nuts. So no, I haven't. I'm being a responsible adult and trying not to do these things. So yes, that was my good news for the week.
Oh, that's great news. That's really good. Well done, Paul. That's really good.
Thank you very much.
Really good. Great. There you go, Paul. A really successful health update. We like that. Health update. Richard, you got another thing you want to talk about this week?
I just wanted to quickly talk about the film Late Night with the Devil that I managed to see recently as well. It's a horror film based on like found footage of a late night American TV show. David Dalmaskian, I think that's how you pronounce it, who's been in all sorts of things with like bit parts, but I think this is like one of his first leading roles that I can think of. Plays an American chat show host whose ratings are falling, and he has this idea for Halloween to invite certain types of people. He invites a psychic on there. He invites a skeptic to sort of debunk everything whilst it's going on, and he invites a girl that's believes she's possessed by the devil all onto this late night chat show. And it's just this found footage is that show from start to finish and how it all transpires, including like the ad breaks and everything like that. You're just sat watching it unfold in real time, basically. Well, when it goes to the ad breaks, you sort of get a little glimpse behind the scenes of what's going on the show and everything like that. It's absolutely brilliant. I think it's about an hour and a half. It's done so well. The ending I'm not so keen on, but obviously I won't spoil that. But everything leading up to that point just has you completely gripped and hooked, and you're wondering what's going to happen next. Yeah, very, very recommend it.
I really want to see
that. Was not really good English, but that's what I mean.
What was it called again?
Late Night with the Devil.
Late Night with the Devil.
It's streaming now. I think it's on Shudder, I believe.
Oh, is it?
To get it elsewhere.
Okay, great. God, there's so much to watch.
Fantastic.
It's brilliant. I'm going to recommend one more thing. I'm going to recommend it and sort of warn people as well. It's a Netflix series called Baby Reindeer. And it's on Netflix. It's like 6 parts, like 40-minute episodes. And it's a British series, and it's based on a real life thing. This guy did a play about it 2019, and this is the adaptation of that and another story of his. And so it's a real thing. It's basically about someone who, when he was working in a pub, he's a sort of like would-be comedian. He's working in a pub and he was nice to someone, and then they started stalking him. The woman started stalking him, and in the play he basically just has all what she said and how tricky it was and how it just sort of got out of hand, and he couldn't really do anything about it first of all. Then he went to the police, they wouldn't do anything about it, and then on top of that is another whole kind of layer of other story that's happened to him. It's kind of really compelling viewing, but it's really disturbing as well. So there's when you got, I'm never so sure about trigger warnings, but there's a lot of trigger warnings for this one for people. So it goes quite dark, but it's really brilliantly done. So if you fancy something that's very different, but be warned. Baby Reindeer, that's on Netflix at the moment. Good.
Are there actual baby reindeers in it?
No, that's a good thing. No baby reindeers. No.
Oh, okay. I'm not interested then if
No.
there's no baby reindeers.
No, it's not for you, Paul.
Sounds like it's false advertising.
Yes, definitely not for you, Paul. I said that. Put that in the thing. Not for Paul.
You know, I'm going to go and watch it.
Oh
now.
my God! Don't get the family around.
Just you wait till next week. I'm going to come in and what the fuck did you make me watch, Riley?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about games. We're going to do 2 each this week, I think. We've got a quiz today, by the way. If people are looking for, we haven't seen a quiz for a while. Richard's got a quiz, which is a bit exciting. Games we've been playing this week. Let's do 2 each. Let's start with Richard. What's your first one?
I'll talk about Final Fantasy 14. That I've written a bit of a review / beginner's guide to the game because I'm going in now that it's on Xbox. I mean, I've dabbled with it before when it was on PlayStation, but I've never really sunk my teeth into it. But I am absolutely hooked. It's an MMO from obviously Final Fantasy. I am due to hit level 50 in the next couple of days. What they've done from what I remember first playing it is that now there's so many XP buffs available to new players that when you're starting out, you're just racing through the levels, which in turn unlocks a lot of new features for you. So there's just an absolute shed load of things to do there, which of course you'd expect from an RPG, but you're able to unlock them a lot quicker than you would do if you didn't have these XP buffs. So whilst I say I'm level 46 now,
yeah.
But the way that it's worked, I'm still doing quests, the main story quests for a level 24, 25 character. So I've just raced ahead with the XP buffs available. But then I'm also getting access to a lot of the dungeons. And then when I hit level 50, which was like the first level cap before the expansions came in, it just opens up again completely to me. So I'm now in a free company as well, which is like the equivalent of a guild, and been chatting with those people that are obviously more experienced with it. And they're just saying, yeah, they've been playing it for years, but they're still grinding through these main story quests because they've just explored everything and got so much other things to be doing, and all of it's brilliant as well. It's even got me away from Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I was just about to go to the Gold Saucer there, but instead I'm spending a lot of time in the Gold Saucer in Final Fantasy 14. It's a big time sink, but it's at the moment it's one that I'm prepared to play through for quite a bit more time. I've just subscribed as well for 90 days. I'm going to see how things are after that, but I'm just completely hooked.
Wow. Can I ask you a question first of all? What do you get on Game Pass? It's on Game Pass, is that right?
It's free to play.
Yeah.
You can go in without, if you've not played it before, if you don't have anything on your account, you can go in and play it for free. You're restricted to I don't think you can join a free company, like I previously mentioned, and then the marketplace I think might be out of bounds as well. But you can go through and I think you can play the first 2 expansions for free and level up to I think level 70. But on Xbox Game Pass, one of the perks is the Starter Edition, which gives you access to the full game and those same 2 expansions, but 30 days to play them, which isn't enough time, but
right.
But you get access to everything that the game has to offer then. And once you hit level 30, I think I don't know why this happened for me, but once you hit level 30, you get an extra 15 days. So you get like 45 days really. But once you have that on your account, that starter edition, you can't then go back to the free trial edition. So that's what I was pointing out in my review. It's like it's weighing those things up. Do you want to try it without any restrictions, or try it and see how far you get without feeling like you're missing out on content?
Mm. Wow. And what does it look like now? Does it look any better? Not better.
It looks a bit dated.
Right.
Because what is it like? It's nearly 15 years old. I think it originally came out in 2010. So it does look a bit dated. But with this new expansion that's out in June, I think, They're doing a lot of graphical updates to it as well.
Is
So
it? I was going to say, is it weird
go on.
coming from Final Fantasy VII Rebirth into that graphically?
It is noticeable that it does look a bit last generation or even slightly further back. But gameplay wise, it's as solid as it comes.
Great. Paul, do you fancy that?
I do fancy
Ooh.
that. I just, unfortunately, with time being the way it is at the moment, I don't think it's something if I stick my toe in it and get hooked, it's going to be terrible, because then Neil wouldn't get any reviews or anything, and then I'd be in trouble. So I'm going to avoid it for now, I think, and then when I hopefully get a bit more time, I'll give it a whirl.
Great. There you go. Good. Thank you, Richard. Paul, what's your first game?
I'll talk about a little game called Crimson, spelt with a K. And it's, imagine Super Meat Boy, but without the hand holding and the whole all over cuddly kind of feeling of the game. Basically, Crimson it's a platform game, but it's also set to music. So you need to tune into the rhythm of the music that's on the level you're in, and then you jump to the rhythm and you get around. And it's basically a very weird kind of game. You play as a blob of something. You're not quite sure what it is. Even the store page describes you as an unknown spawn. And basically you're just this blob, and you have to jump around and avoid all the nasty things that are in the world, and try and get out of each level. I mean, you start in hell, and then you go to different places. You end up in like fire and lava zones and everything else. And the closest thing to it is Super Meat Boy, but having the rhythm part of it on top brings a whole new kind of like area to the game almost. It's very peculiar. So you find yourself just sitting there looking at the level, listening to the music and thinking, right, if I jump on that beat and then that beat, and then I'll be there. And then, so yeah, it's very, very strange. It's not like anything I've played before, but I quite enjoyed it. So the review's not live yet, even though I've written it. So I'm not going to reveal the score to you, but if you fancy something a little bit different, then have a look at Crimson with a K.
How much is it, Paul? Can you remember?
It's some pounds.
Good. There you go.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah.
You can, mate.
What music is it?
It's heavy metal. It's really, really good heavy metal as well. And then as you get further into the game, it sort of transforms a bit, and they've got a really cool sort of quote on the store page that I can't remember, but it's basically thumping music that it's really easy to get the beat of.
Good.
Right.
There we go. Good. Crimson. I'm going to talk about a game that came out, I think, on Tuesday, but I've had for the last 2 to 3 weeks beforehand, and it's out on Game Pass. It's Harold Halibut that came out. So Harold Halibut is this game. It's like a point-and-click adventure, narrative adventure, and the idea is that Earth is on its last legs. So they sent out a spaceship full of humans to go and seek a planet elsewhere. They get so far, and then solar wind hits the spaceship, and it crashes into a planet under the sea of that planet. And 100 years later, they're still there, but they've kind of built a whole kind of world there of kind of like there's a little shopping arcade, there's a school, there's this kind of tube system run by a corporation called All Water that connects all the ones. And you played Harold Halibut, who's this kind of like everyman sort of. He's just sort of like the odd job person around. He works for a professor mainly in a laboratory, and he fixes the sort of like gets fish foods, fixes things, does bits, goes on lots of quests to do that. And then quite early on in the game, they encounter an alien fish on this world, and then everything changes. That's all I'm going to say up to that point. But the main thing about this game is it was created around 2010, 2012. The idea was, and they started working on it then. And why it's taken so long, it's all done in it's a new kind of form, but think of it like an Aardman film with clay animation. So everything you see on the screen is handcrafted, from the characters to the kind of sets to the thing, and it's done by it's brilliant stop animation program. So it doesn't feel like it's, like when you saw those things, sometimes you could just see the kind of movement stuff. You don't really see that here. It's just really brilliant technology. What the hell they're using? It's just all really clear. And so on a creative front, on an achievement on its own, if you've got Game Pass, you need to just download this and give this a go, just to see what they've created, because it is unlike anything else you've seen. It's an amazing achievement. I love the story. I love the gameplay as well. There's lots of puzzles and things to do. It's quite a long game. It's like, I think if you did everything, it's about 18 to 20 hours. But I had a ball with it. I love the writing, the story. The only thing I had a problem with was there's quite a lot of backtracking to do, a lot of wandering. After a while, especially in the middle, you get a bit like, oh, I've got to go all the way over here again, have I? But yeah, it's great. It's a really good. I think I gave it 4.5 out of 5, and just nearly a 5. But it just was that little, and it's maybe a little bit too long. Maybe it could shave off a couple of hours in the middle. But yeah, loved it though. There you go. I think it's done all right.
Would you describe it as surprisingly lengthy?
It's very surprisingly lengthy, yeah.
We've got to get that in every week.
Yeah, good. We'll do that there. Yeah, good. Give it a go. Get it downloaded. It's about 30 gig. We'll get it downloaded.
I'm disappointed that Harold Halibut didn't turn out to be a fish since it was set underwater. But other than that, it sounds
maybe that's the end.
Maybe it is.
Yeah, you don't know.
We've just spoiled it for everyone.
Yeah. I think some press people were doing that by using an AI, which was making him a fish. That was their kind of like thumbnail before they had any information. Good. There we go. Let's go around again. Let's go back to Richard. What's your second one?
This is more for Neil, because whilst I've just said that I'm completely hooked on Final Fantasy XIV, I'm not neglecting my reviews. One that I am due to finish writing up today or tomorrow is for a game called Trail Out, which is a vehicular combat game that is very much rooted in the early noughties in terms of its style and its sense of humour and its characters, and it's kind of a little bit misogynistic. I have a list of issues with it as long as my arm, but when I'm racing in it, it is quite good fun. It's all about, you play as a Russian who, I think he was a stuntman, but he wants to join this thing called Trail Out, which is basically a traveling festival where destruction derbies are commonplace, and you join up as this new guy, and there's eight other people in this Trail Out. And you need to go through completing events, earning medals, gaining fans, and then one by one take on these other members and take their spot on the leaderboard. There's quite a bit of customization in terms of the cars. There's a wide variety of cars. I think just last night there was a race of 8 of us, and we all had Batmobiles. Well, not legally Batmobiles, but you took one look at it and you're like, wow, they've put the Batmobile in here. But then you were just able to like smash and bash into each other all while driving the Batmobile. It's a little bit like Wreckfest, Destruction Derby, the old school Burnout games, and it is quite good fun. But there is just a lot of issues with it as well. The voice acting is terrible, but it's not even to the point where it's so bad it's good. It's gone full circle again, where it's so bad it's bad. It's just there's so many little things that just grind on me. But then once I'm racing or once I'm in a destruction derby, everything just gets forgotten about, really. There's also like mini game events. So if you remember the old stuntman games, every time you finished a film, you were given like an arena with a different type of event, and that's how these are as well. I was doing Skittles with my human body thrown out of the windshield as the ball. I think there's also darts as well, which is a similar prospect. It's just mad. Wow. And this, I think there's an issue with it because it's only a 12, or it's only showing as a 12, but there's so many F-bombs and other F-bombs, and at one point, like in the old Batman games, when you get killed by one of his enemies, in the Arkham games, and then you see like the game over screen is them standing over your body. There's a similar thing like that in these things that are ironically called Joker events, where a woman stood over my body and then just spat at me. And I'm like, this doesn't feel like a 12 to me.
That's normal kids' behaviour these days, mate.
Wow.
It's just bonkers, but in a kind of good way as well.
It's a funny thing at the moment, isn't it? Because sort of on the driving game genre, we used to have loads of stuff like this, didn't we? We used to have the sort of like the straight driving thing. You had, like you said, Destruction Derby, Burnout, all these kind of different way of going. It feels a bit kind of like there isn't much out there at the moment, is there? What do we have? What's the last thing we've had in the driving market?
Forza Motorsport.
Wreckfest, but
that was a year ago. And it's just been Forza, isn't it? And I think Forza Motorsport hasn't lit the world on fire, has it? As in people downloading it. So it's like there's a market there at the moment, I think, to try to do something.
We need a new Burnout.
That's what we do need a new Burnout. You do. It's something fun, I think. I think it's like because of the Forza Horizon series, which is so much fun, and that's really popular, as you know, Paul, because you still churn those out with that. Churn them out, do I? Carefully handcraft them, I think you mean.
Use AI.
Yeah.
If only.
But yeah, it does. There is a market. I think this sounds like it's back to what it was. But like you said, the gameplay is really enjoyable.
It's certainly filling a gap, and I think it's worth a look. I'm not sure how. I think it's fairly cheap. If you're missing out on just one-ton destruction, then this is a good place to look.
Good, there you go. Trail out soon on the review on the site. Paul, what's your last game? Which one are you going to do?
I've got to just say though, one-ton destruction. That was the last time I went to a Chinese restaurant. But anyway,
Apologise to our Chinese audience.
Listen, my wife is Chinese. It's fine.
I know.
Right. I'm going to completely go off piste here and talk about a game that I haven't mentioned on the document, just to make Neil's bad. And the game is called Terra Memoria, and it's a cute little RPG from a company called Dear Villagers. I'm sure they've done other stuff in the past, but I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. And it's a hand-drawn RPG with pixel art that isn't really pixel art until the camera zooms right in and you can see that it is. But it looks fantastic. The story's really gripping me at the moment. And the only slight complaint I've got is that I'm quite a way into it now, and the combat is still really, really easy. It doesn't seem to be getting more difficult, like an RPG should. But yeah, it looks great. It's playing really nicely. The mechanics that are in it are very good. There's a bit where you have to build certain things. So you get to a section of the game and there's something called a construction stone. So last time I had to reroute a railway track so it went around somebody's house, and there's all sorts of weird and wonderful things to be doing in it. And it's a really nice little game. So keep your eye out for an upcoming review. I've got to concentrate and get this one done. Otherwise, Neil's going to shout at me. So, Terra Memoria. If you want a cute little RPG, that should be right up your alley.
There we go. Good. My last one I'm going to just briefly chat about, because there's not much. It is a game that I reviewed a couple of weeks. Oh God, I've done so many reviews. Like we all have. I can't remember.
There's so many reviews.
Cartel Tycoon. So I don't know what I gave it. I can't remember. Cartel Tycoon is a sim game, a kind of like a strategy management game, and basically you are running a cartel. And you're basically having to build your farms to harvest the drugs, build a warehouse for them to go. Then you have to build roads, so you've got to clear access to them and get a lieutenant to take it to the airport. Then they go off to sell. Then you've got to launder the money, so you've got to build businesses in the city. It's that kind of thing. So there's loads doing. You're kind of juggling things all the time. There's a sort of story here that's quite funny. It has that kind of GTA vibe. You play, I think, 3 characters, and the first one is like you're a son of a cartel boss who's come to sort of take over the business, but you've been in America studying poetry as a degree, so you're quite a very different thing. And then you come back, and then you're learning the business. It's in some bits of it, it's quite entertaining. What I don't know how morally it's. I don't know about that, but same as GTA. But it's like I quite enjoyed it. I think it does lots of things well. It reminded me a little bit of This Is Police sometimes, but that was a bit more serious. Yeah, it was just quite a nice time to spend some time kind of trying to level up. Then, of course, with all these games, the more you do, the harder it gets. It's like you're spinning plates so badly and everything's burning around you, which maybe is the point. But yeah, Cartel Tycoon. I think the review came up about 4 weeks ago, maybe. But that's been out for a while. There we go. There's our games. Now, news is a bit light at the moment, but it's getting there. Fallout's become the most popular game at the moment because of the series. Everyone's been downloading Fallout games for the back catalogue. What's been going on with these Fallout 4 achievements? Who's put this on?
I did.
Oh, what's happened?
So currently Fallout 4 is the biggest selling game in Europe at the moment, obviously because of on the back of the TV show. But on the Xbox, none of the achievements are unlocking. And next week, the big Xbox Series X and PS5 update comes out for Fallout 4 as well. So hopefully they can get it fixed in time for that, because I will be jumping back in and getting the last few achievements on that, all being well.
Wow. Are you gonna...
It just seems like such a bad time for that to happen.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Yeah, I didn't think they expected it. Did they expect people to come flying back into its droves? I mean, it's like... But yeah.
A lot of my friends list is lit up with people playing Fallout, New Vegas, 76.
Wow.
It must be to make people go back. I don't know if Fallout 76 is in any better shape now than it was when I reviewed it first time round. But I'd like to think so. But if you're not getting the achievements, then will make people sad.
Absolutely. Yeah, there you go. Back into Fallout. Another thing that's making people sad isn't it? We've had some layoffs again from Take-Two. Isn't that right?
Oh, yeah, but...
Yeah. How many they got rid of there? What do we know about this? 600 people? Is that right? 5% of their workforce? Am I making this up? Sorry,
I'd heard 5%. Yeah.
Yeah, but this won't be to cut costs, because they're not. Take-Two aren't going to be struggling, are they?
No.
I don't know. I mean, it's always a tricky one with stuff like this. Obviously, the people that are impacted, it's terrible news and that. But having just gone through it myself as well, you sort of understand just how little you are cared about in the big wide business world. But they won't be doing it for business reasons, will they? They'll be just cutting numbers down where they feel they can.
Well, the interesting thing is that it's 5% of their workforce, plus they're cancelling games and ending projects. So the other kind of thing I read about it today was like they've got £150 million worth of projects, like games that they've got rid of as well. So it could be all the people working on. So, I mean, the Rockstar games have always, for years they've had those rumours of like, there was a game called Agent that they were fully into development of.
Yeah.
There was the Bully 3 has always been a kind of rumour. So is there a part of them that's just going, let's just do GTA? That's it. That's all we need to do. And does GTA 6 just, is that a 10, 15-year game for them after they release it? Everyone goes on that. And it's
not
like,
everyone.
It's like the online element of it. Does it? We don't know what they're going to do with that game.
No, because they're already going to get people to move over from 5. They must have something in place to figure it out. But yeah, it does seem odd that these people have all got work to be doing, and then they're just cancelling it. But I don't understand, because it's not, as I keep saying, for Take-Two, it can't be a money issue. They've got the GTA franchise, which is just printing money. It can't be an issue in that sense. Like, I can understand with other companies, but with Take-Two, it can't be that side of it that they're doing it for.
Maybe it is just these cancelled projects. Maybe it's like they were all the people working on those projects, and some of them will all go over to GTA 6 and some will go. Maybe. We don't know. We're guessing, but yeah.
Wildly speculating.
It's sad, though. It's sad again. Always sad for people losing jobs, but yeah. There you go. Did you all watch the Kingdom Come 2 announcement? You two?
Yeah.
Did you? Did you ever look at this?
Well, of course I did. It was on the document, wasn't
it?
Well,
that's...
if I don't do my homework, I get told off.
Yeah. What do you think, Paul?
I think that it's a follow-up to a game that I didn't play and didn't care about, and I'm not really that bothered about this one, to be fair.
What about you, Richard?
There you go.
Any more thoughts on that from Paul?
I don't have any more thoughts. No, I just thought it's an action game. Yeah, it looks all right, I suppose. There you go. Next.
There you go. I think I reviewed this first of all. Richard, have you played this?
No, I have it. I bought it, and I think it's on sale again for £4 at the moment if people are interested.
Wow.
What, the new game's only £4?
Yeah. No, the original.
Oh, right.
I've always wanted to try it, though. I thought it was such a unique concept, but I've never got around to it.
It's a really good game. It's I think it was I think the first game they had I think they talk about it in this announcement video, they had 10 of them working on this game. And to produce what they did, which was basically creating a piece of history, real history in what is now the Czech Republic, this kind of middle-aged RPG adventure, where you're sort of focusing on this kind of village boy and his kind of rise up to becoming a knight. So you're going on quests, you're going on to, it's a lot of punch ups. You have a whole fighting sequence that's got the combat is quite hard. A lot of punch ups in pubs. I remember that happening. You're going on dates, walks by the river. Then it's like lots of go here, go there, and it was really great to explore that kind of world and see. And it feels like this announcement of the next game, they're saying, and now we can do, because it did really well. It sold a lot on PC and Xbox. So it's I think they're going, this is what we can do now. So, and they're carrying on the story. I think it's been a streamer favourite as well. It's always people are streaming that game. So yeah, I mean they're talking about a 2024 release. So yeah, it should be exciting. It should be exciting what they do next with a bit more money, a bit more staff.
Does everything happen in that game in real time as well? Is that one of the big selling points for it? Like if you're not at a certain place,
that was a certain time, you're right.
Miss out on it.
Yeah, I think you are right. It's been a while ago
that
since
was
I
what
played it.
Appealed to me about it.
I do remember going on a date. The date went on for a long time. I had to go for a walk at a certain point. Yeah. God, it was hard work. Yeah, and
such a romantic.
I know. We had to go to. That's it. I think we went to a pub, and then that's when a punch up started. Yeah.
Between you two on the day?
Or was this just like last time you went out?
Maybe it's last time I went out.
Yeah.
There you go. King of the Come To coming out. There's some golf with your friends. What's this about? What have we got now? It's Paul's favourite game.
I don't mind golf with your friends.
Oh.
I just put this in because it's a favourite of ours. When we do get the chance to play online together, it's invariably golf with your friends. But they've introduced a new speed golf mode. So instead of getting the lowest amount of shots, it's first to the hole, and I think that might actually be more beneficial to us lot.
You might well be right.
We're not the best at it, but I think that could be slightly better for us and a bit more of a level playing field.
There you go.
I like they've brought in a new feature, according to the article, with a handbrake. So you can, when you shot, you hit your shot, and if you think it's going too far, you can actually stop the ball, and then you're in a better position for your next shot. I thought that was quite interesting.
We've had some good fun nights with that. I enjoyed that.
We have.
Last bit of news: City Skylines 2, which I completely forgot about. Which was meant to become to Game Pass last April, wasn't it? There's some news that the DLC, because it had a really bad launch, it was in a right state, wasn't it, on PC. City Skylines 2 DLC has now been refunded and added to the base game for free after being rushed out on satisfactory state. Future paid DLC in the game's console version have also been delayed again. This is a right mess, isn't it? I mean, be interested to find out what happened with them, whether they were pushed to put it out early, because obviously it wasn't ready, and it still wasn't ready. It sounds like it's a shame because the first one was great, really good.
Yeah.
I was looking forward to it, but there you go. Richard, quiz time. Tell us what we're doing.
Right then. Well, not to insult you both, but as you are both of an age.
What age would that be? I'm not the same age as Gareth.
Well, you're older.
Because you're the two oldest people on the podcast, and I don't mean that.
The elder statesman, I think you mean.
Yeah, you are. You're the two most wise people on the podcast.
Oh, nice,
most
Richard.
experienced.
I've done another quiz, but in where I grabbed my thesaurus and put those words through it. But I've done it for retro games this time.
Oh my god!
Oh, here we go.
Don't say that, because that's what I was worried about. They're all games that you will have heard of.
Good.
And I think they're all games that maybe you two have played. I hope.
Just depends on whether our aging memory can dredge it up.
So there's 20 of them again, but it did take long last time, so I'll just run through them. I think I remember your buzzers.
It was meow.
And mine was...
And Gareth was...
Okay, good.
Yeah, right, cool. Okay.
I might change mine.
You can't.
Okay.
You're confusing.
I'm going to change mine to help! Yeah, good.
I've fallen.
Yeah. Is that all right? Good.
I hope the neighbours come knocking.
Good.
I really do. I broke my hip.
Good.
So yeah, I'll just run through them now. Obviously buzz in if you think you know it. So the first one is Munch Mall.
Help! Pac-Man.
Yes. No.
Say that again for me.
Munch Mall, and mall is in like a
Shopping
mall,
mall.
a shopping centre.
Oh, right. No, don't know that one.
Okay, good start. Food fight.
Absolutely. Yeah, clearly.
You're good, yeah.
God's sake.
Next one, Territory Intruder.
Meow.
Paul.
Space Invader.
Yeah, good.
Well
I'm
done,
glad
Paul.
someone got that one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Number 3, Smell.
Meow.
Paul.
Pong.
Oh, that's good. I'm not going to get any of these. I'm going to say it now. Good.
Next one. This one's a bit tricky. Alabaster Anarchy.
Help!
Gareth.
White Fury.
No, not a bad guess.
It's white something, isn't it?
No,
is it not?
That's what I've
Alabaster
stretched
is
my
white.
definitions a little bit for this one.
All right, okay. I have no idea. Can't get it.
Marble Madness.
That's good.
Oh,
That's very
for
good.
goodness sake.
Very good. I don't know what White Fury is. I like that game though.
It sounds
I'm
good,
all
doesn't
about
it?
White Fury.
Yeah.
That's Gareth when they get the coffee shop gets his order wrong.
There we go.
Next one, Extraterrestrial Genus.
Help!
Gareth. Yep. Just
I'm
stick
so
to
confused with
the
these
original
buzzers.
one.
Alien Origins?
Close.
Just give me the name again.
Extraterrestrial Genus.
Is it Alien Hominid?
No, that's way too modern.
All right, sorry. Down with the
Alien
kids,
Breed.
me. I told you this.
What was it?
Alien Breed. God, that's a really old game.
I thought I was catering for you guys.
I can't remember what happened last week. Let alone what happened.
We're bang up to date with the games anyway.
Next one, Celestial Arrival.
No, I
don't
can't
know.
get that.
Don't know. I'm just enjoying what they are. Go on.
Lunar Lander for that one.
How does Celestial relate to Lunar?
That's good. Yeah. So
Anyway,
celestial body.
I'd love to see what your thesaurus is. I think it must be the
It's good,
special
Richard. I'm
Dobbo
with you,
edition.
Richard. I'm going with this.
Thesaurus.com.
Yeah.
All right, okay. Next.
Obsidian Dowager.
Meow.
I feel like you can get this one.
Go on, Paul.
Black Widow.
Yeah, well done.
Well done, Paul.
I was thinking, is it Black Duchess? What?
Next one, Alloy Gastropod.
Oh, Meow. Metal Slug.
Paul. Yeah.
Well done, Paul. Paul's won this. I'm not going. If I can get one, I'll be happy.
Just playing for pride, aren't you?
Yeah.
This one's another tricky one.
Oh Jesus.
No, it's not that.
Limpid Fortress.
Is it Pac-Man?
It is not.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what it would be. Richard, tell us.
Crystal Castles.
My God. Brilliant. Okay, good. I like that.
I got the castles bit. I was struggling with Crystal, I've got to admit.
Next one, Projectile Responsibility.
Meow.
Paul.
Is it Missile Command?
Is well done.
Well done, Paul.
Well done.
Next one, Golden State Contest.
Help.
Yes.
Is
I
it
think Gareth got in there first.
No, I think he's stuck. I think he was asking for help.
California something? California Dreaming? I don't know.
No.
Is it California Games?
It is. Well done.
Well done.
I remember playing that on the Atari Lynx. Blimey.
The undead masticated my fellow street dwellers.
Meow.
Oh.
Zombies ate my neighbours.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that game is.
Oh, it's brilliant. It's an old Konami game. Really good. Super Nintendo.
Wow.
Gilded Cleaver.
Oh, Gilded Cleaver.
Oh, Meow. Golden Axe.
That's good. I was nearly there on that one. I was close on that one.
Next one, Away Jog.
Away Jog, did you say?
Yeah.
Oh, it's the help! Ah!
He fell over.
Is it Outrun?
Yeah.
Hey, 1 point!
Hey,
1
well
point!
done, Gareth.
Oh, great.
I was sat there going, run. What run?
I was trying to figure it out ages. Good, I'm happy now. Good.
Well, the comeback's on here. There's six to go, and Gareth's 7 behind.
Oh, there you go.
Next one, Magnificent Dangle Upon.
Magnificent Dangle Upon. Oh, God.
I've no idea.
No, I can't get that one.
Super Hang On.
Good grief.
Wow. Good.
This one might be a bit tricky. No, it should be all right. Reverberation Beluga. I said it should be all right.
It's probably easy when you've got the answer in front of you.
This is really good for the people. This is good for the people at home.
Yeah, this silence is brilliant.
Yeah,
it's really good.
Brilliant for the audience.
It's good. They're shouting it out.
Yeah, they will do. Meow. Is it Echo the Dolphin?
Yeah, well done.
Well done, Paul.
Hey.
Well done, bloody hell.
Just came out of nowhere.
That's amazing. It's a good game.
Evening Ambush.
Meow. Is it Night Trap?
Oh, no, that's it. It is Night Trap, yes.
That's a dodgy old Mega CD game.
Yeah, really dodgy.
Arena Annoyer. Might be a bit tricky, that one.
Meow. Is it White Rage?
What is it, Richard?
Space Harrier.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Second to last one, Illusion Sector. Again, that's another tricky one now. The last one's very easy if it helps.
Okay. No.
I feel like I should know this one, but I can't. No, I can't get it.
Fantasy Zone.
Ooh.
And finally,
That's Gareth saying he didn't know what that one was.
Not at all.
Never heard of that one.
No.
I'm expecting a loud noise with this last one from both of you.
Go on.
Avenue of Animosity.
Meow. Streets of Rage.
Yeah, well done.
Brilliant, Paul.
Thank you very much, Gareth. There were some hard ones there.
That was good, Richard, because it was really good for people. Because people would be thinking about it in the pauses rather than us guessing. Me not guessing.
Shouting out, you idiots, how did you not know that?
I got one, though. I'm happy I got my one.
Did.
Very good, Richard.
I got 11, though.
Oh, no, don't rub it in.
I feel like we have to reveal the scores.
Yeah,
absolutely.
11-1.
We just have to So we've come up with who is the most wise of the wisest people
Yeah.
on the podcast.
Who remembers old shit?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I'll take that.
White Rage is not a game. I'll just let everyone know. I just looked it up.
Have you just searched for
Yeah,
White Rage?
yeah, I know I have. That's the wrong.
Was it just a video of Karen?
Don't look.
Don't look
for
riots.
Don't look for that. What are we looking forward to next week, Richard? What have you got?
I am. Well, I wouldn't say I'm looking forward to. I'm down in London for WASD, which I'm looking forward to. Just not being in London, and hopefully I'm meeting up with Gareth for a drink.
Are you?
Oh,
yes, you are. Maybe yes, next week, isn't it?
Yeah, on Thursday I'll be down there.
Well, good. Yeah, that's what we said, didn't we? That's what we said. He says, looking desperately.
That's what we said.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, I think that's good.
He can barely make it to the podcast, mate. He's not going to make it.
I've said it on the podcast. It has to happen now.
Where are you? In East London, aren't you?
I don't know.
Shoreditch or something.
I have no idea where it is.
Yeah. Good. All right. Lovely.
I want to hear a on-the-ground interview
well, I did think
the legend that is
we
Gareth
could do
Briley.
a little pod for the podcast. We could do something. We could do a recording of your day. Like.
Gareth singing "Knees Up, Mother Brown." That'll be what it should be.
Paul, what about you? What have you got?
Well, Richard's going down south, so I'm going the opposite way. I'm going up to Leeds to do some demolition and some moving and lots of other exciting things in sunny Wakefield. So that'll be exciting. It's close enough to Leeds that I can smell it, mate.
Leeds.
It is, though, isn't it?
The smell is Wakefield, not Leeds.
It's close enough to Leeds. It's as close as I want to get to Leeds.
Okay.
So, anyway, there you go.
Good. And what am I don't know what I'm looking forward to next week. More Fallout.
Meeting Richard.
Meeting Richard. There's lots to do. Great, yeah, good. Right, thank you everyone for your time. Thanks for listening. Thanks for the quiz, Richard. And until next time, we'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
You've been listening to the official podcast of TheXboxHub.com. You'll be able to find all the notes of this show at www.TheXboxHub.com/podcast. You can also check out our social feeds on Instagram and Twitter at The Xbox Hub and search for The Xbox Hub on Facebook.